the 8th. I am in a rush now. I'm kind of a bit delayed. My mum has just been ringing me. I'm going to pick her up. We're off to Ikea, as I said. So yeah, I didn't get much chance to stitch last night, so I've got nothing to really show you this morning. I said I'd give you an update. So by the time I ironed last night, it was like gone 9 o'clock. And then some of the fuses blew in my house. So my dad's been around this morning to have a look. It seems to be the lights in my living room. So obviously while I was ironing, I put the big overhead lights on, and it's triggered some sort of like power surge or something like that. So all of my electrics, well, half of the electrics in the house went off. So I managed to get everything else back on by those lights. So yeah, he's been around this morning. So I got a tiny bit of stitching done, but it's like not even worth reporting on, maybe an hour or less on my Heaven and Earth. So I'll show you a little bit of that later, but obviously I'm off to Ikea. Take, as I said, my cross stitching pieces with me. Then I've just got some measurements for the unit that I'm going to buy. So I've got like a maximum width and a maximum height on that paper there. So I'll just give you a quick look at where that unit's going to go, so you've got a bit of an idea of what I'm trying to do. In this space here in my dressing room, please don't look at the mess. So I've kind of got like a good width and a good height here. These drawers, please don't look at them. They're not bursting open because of clothing. It's just because the doors don't close properly. As I told you yesterday, my ex-husband made this originally and it's never been right. So obviously I either tape the door shut or don't use it, but obviously I need to. So I want to go as big as I can for this space, just to get as much like storage in it as I possibly can. This is what's on the other side. So my dad built in these units for me when I moved in. So I've got some like hanging space and then sort of like drawer space for like big shoes and things like that. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've got going on in this sort of like dressing room. But yeah, I mean, it's all about getting as much storage space on this wall as is humanly possible. So this is what the trip to Ikea is pretty much about. So I'll catch you soon, guys. Bye. We found the entrance. Oh, need a trolley. Look at that tiny trolley. Are you not coming in? Just checking she looks alright.
This is a rough day, just tell them.
It's not. So we're thinking, so these are the Marm chest of drawers, so they've got 6 drawers in, so I can get one of those in, plus this smaller one here which has like a little mirror on top, and then so it's a bit different because it's got 2 different types of drawers at the top. I think that might fit, so I think we'll fill out a card for those, eh? Yeah. Do you reckon? And you see, but it's leaving in here today, mind. Really busy. Got prawn and egg on an open sandwich, didn't we? And a nice cup of tea. You got the same, didn't you?
Where's your tea bag?
It's in my cup still. My tea bag's in my cup still. So it was an experience, wasn't it, Mom?
Oh, hey, hustle! Definitely.
We don't come to Ikea much, do we?
No.
So we were talking about cross stitch, weren't we?
Oh,
and
we
how
were.
you're going to come on my channel and show your cross stitch, aren't you?
Yes.
Because how long ago was it? A couple of years or so?
I think
More
it might
than
be 6.
about 6 years ago. I decided that you were going to start cross stitch, didn't
Yes.
I?
So Lisa went out and bought me one.
It was Dimensions kit. I got her a Dimensions gold kit, which probably wasn't the best place to
Yeah,
start.
first one.
Yeah.
6 brown teddy bears on it. Like, I changed me wool now and again.
Your thread or
Oh,
floss.
thread, sorry. Is that what they call it? Well, whatever. Me cotton. Yeah. And I did about 2 squares.
You did, you?
Yeah.
No.
So, the thing is now,
Yeah.
you can see how interested I am in cross stitch because I've never touched it since. So anyone who would like to do this big cross stitch with about 6 teddies on are welcome to it.
So are you giving your kit away then?
I am giving that kit away to a lucky person.
So there you go.
Yeah.
We'll bring that on next time, right?
Yeah.
And show you, and then obviously we can do a bit of a giveaway if you'd like the dimensions kit, because you're not going to do it, are you?
No. Not my thing.
Section. I've just spotted some really nice pink ones down there. That would go nice. Eh?
They're not that nice. Just
Oh, well, they're
pink.
not.
The pink, but nothing.
Oh no, they're not like the ones I saw in Matalan. Yeah, that's the colour though.
Yeah.
But they're just like plain, aren't they?
That one there, it's just this one. It's just this one here, and I've done that 375. I'll double check for you there.
Yeah. Nothing that I really want to do. Right, go on, do it. These are dead funky. Yeah, pull it. It's good, isn't it? Ooh, it's alright if you got a big room. You said they're really funky. I like it. There's a light up there. Mum said, there's Daisy, so I'm looking around for Daisy. It's like a Daisy light. I'm quite taken with them, I have to say. They're really funky, aren't they?
Yeah, but I won't want one in me.
You would want one in your house?
No.
So I haven't got the pictures yet. I'm still looking for the picture frames. We will get there soon. So this should be good for us, shouldn't it? This might take a while, just to warn you. But all my cross stitches, I've got a few. I like them, they're quite nice. So it's like little fancy ones there. Right, I think we'll get the cross stitches out. Well, we'll have to see. I need some black as well. I'll show you what I've got.
Yeah.
And then we can make a decision. We'll get them out for like inspiration at the minute because I need some white and some black. So there's different sizes and obviously I need different thicknesses of frames as well. And they can be painted anyway. So if the stuff that's white or black, you can paint it
I
up.
think some of them look plastic.
Oh yeah, I mean it can be whatever. Do you have any colour of them, white or black, or are they literally like all white and black?
Like black or
White and black. Or black or white. Yeah. We'll start down in the white section, I think. Shall we go down there? And then we'll head back up. Try and negotiate with the trolley as well and see what we can get. Yeah. So I've got the one I did originally that I've never framed, so that would probably go in a white frame.
Oh, that'd be nice in a white frame.
It would, wouldn't it? And then I've got some little ones as well. So I've got like these Christmas ones, like Christmassy type, and then my little Marauders map. So I'm thinking they might go in.
Yeah. Some little.
Yeah. So
Read them.
well, they're in sets actually.
Sets of three.
I know. So I might.
Show your little ones in there then.
So I'm seeing if that will fit. Yeah. I think that would fit in there,
Well, but
won't it? Yeah, it will.
are you sure?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course it will.
and it would fit.
So what about
That
your
one.
others?
So I think that might be a bit big. The Harry Potter one's too big for it. Keep looking. I thought these were individuals. So I thought they were individual. Well, we shall continue looking. I shall pick up my stash and we'll continue working our way around.
I'll switch it off then, shall I?
Yeah, switch it up with the like the smaller Christmas ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those, because I mean, there's not a lot really in. To be fair, a lot of them are quite plain. I don't want them like over fancy, but they're really quite plain, aren't they? And a lot of them don't fit. So I think we might do the range, mightn't we? There is a range near here, you know.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's one over the way. We could go to the range.
That one's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's alright, isn't it? I wonder if my Nevermore would fit in there. Let's see if Nevermore would fit.
Oh, it's a fruity one.
Have a sniff, it might be nice.
Why do I sniff it?
Oh, I don't know.
Hasn't got it all.
Is there some loose ones? Hang on, there's some smaller ones there. Is that the same? A schlinging.
Swinging.
Have a sniff, can you smell through the
Oh,
plastic?
these would be horrible.
Are they?
Yeah, they are the sad.
Have a sniff.
No, because I wouldn't even.
Are they horrible?
Yeah, smell like candle. What do they do?
It smells like a candle. but not a nice one, eh?
No, it smells like a.
Here, there's some bloomed off ones. Do you want a bloomed off? That might smell a bit better. What about that one? Does that smell? What does that smell like? No, they don't.
No, I think they just ribbed.
They're just candle wax.
I think
with a
they
bit
just
of colour
ribbed
in.
them
Yeah.
to rib on.
Not good.
Yeah, I'm going to go and get my. I'm going to work through them because I'm quite pleased with them.
So we've got some like foliage now. So I keep being drawn to like these artificial trees, and you have no idea why, do you?
Oh, me?
Yeah, for me.
You know, why do you want plastic trees?
I
And
don't know.
they're really horrible. You're only having to clean.
I know. Oh, they've got little cactuses. Look at them. They're cute. Little ornamental cabbages. What
What do you want a cabbage for?
I have no idea. I just think they're really cute.
Let me take that out.
I should have brought you, should I? You're far too naughty, aren't you? She's very naughty, isn't she? So yeah, we're just still wandering. We're still around the artificial plants.
Plastic plant.
I know you are going to take me away from here in a minute, aren't you? There's some really nice ones, to be fair, though.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
some good side. But you are right. There
You
will
see,
be
I
a,
will have these one day
a nightmare to clean. What when you why?
when your dad's not here.
Oh God. And you have to, and you can't
I can't
really.
do. I kill all his
I
plants.
think we're round. I think we need the
we done?
yeah. So now,
self-serve.
oh God. So now we're going to the drama of picking up the furniture.
this is
Oh
nightmare. I
God.
remember this
And
from
this is
last
where I
time.
realise is that the boxes are too big and we can't get them in.
And
Oh, are we going down it? We're going down the escalator. Go on. And what?
what?
What were you saying?
I'm saying, when we got them last time, we were hunting all over for about
We
2
were,
hours
weren't
looking
we?
for them. Yeah.
Right. Are we ready then?
Yeah.
Should we go and brave it? Come on then. Into the holes of the earth. This is where everything does start getting stressful, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So
We're walking miles.
I know.
Well, there's area 1. We want 3.
I want area 3 for one of them, don't I? Oh God. Here we go. Pushy trolley. So yeah, aisle 40, area 24. Oh, there's area 3, right? Well, my other. Oh, yeah, my other units are down there, so we'll be able to pick them up. Mom. Yes, the mom units. Oh, some laughter. Ooh, yeah. So these are down here, so we can hunt out the box. So I don't think they're my units though, are they? But they're very, very similar. So. Yeah, well they'll be in the boxes, so I have written down the colour and the size, so I'll look at my sheet and we'll pick up the right ones. It comes in 2 separate packages, so we need a 1 and a 2 in white. So I think they must be here. I think, yeah, a 1 and a 2, so it's these boxes here, so I'm going to put them on. Oh, these are going to fit in the car.
Oh, no.
No, we've got them on, haven't we? They're quite heavy. They were heavier than we thought. It looks like somebody else has given up and left abandoned items on the side there. So we've got the first one.
Put the thing there.
Thank you. So there's my list. So we are going to aisle 40, location 24. So there's 37. So I think we want to be in that direction, don't we? So we have aisle 40, we want location 24. We were just saying. I did invite my dad, didn't I?
Yeah.
And it would be really useful to carry this because I don't think we're going to be able to lift it, are we? Location 24, so it's going to be on this side, I reckon, down the bottom. And we just keep going. 11, 12.
Find a man.
We'll need a man to help us lift it in the car, I think. It's the only time that they're actually useful, isn't it? 24. So I think this is it. There's a mum.
No, is it? That's
Oh, I think it's this one here.
the bottom one.
No, it's the one here on the top. I'm just going to double check and then we need to hump that. To lift their way. So we've got it on. Oh my god.
I can't believe
There's nobody to help, is there? Like, I mean, we know what IKEA's like. There is nobody to help.
It's terrible.
So yeah, I'm a bit knackered as well.
I am. You're going to have to get Dad to come and talk to yours to put these out of your car.
I know. They'll go in the car, which is a good thing. We're just probably going to need a hand getting them in, aren't we?
Yeah.
So yes, so there we go.
Knackered?
We've got all the Halloween stuff in, eh? A pumpkin for Daisy?
Yeah.
So look, these are a bit horrible, aren't they? What do they do? I don't think they do anything. They make a sound, try me. I think they must have gone flat. I bet all the kids are pressed in. They're not working. That's me on the morning. I know, I don't look much better to be fair. Funny little bits, isn't there? Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a clown. There's always a clown.
wonderful.
Oh, he's horrible, isn't he?
No, I don't like them.
Don't do you? Should we go and have a look in the Christmas section? Go and do Christmas. I've got a big
I
set.
don't do.
Liv.
I never thought till it come out my mouth like.
No. Christmas.
Nice decorative like.
There aren't there? There's some lovely stuff in here for Christmas. You know, I've got all these ideas. Look at them. Oh, they're cute. And there's some little squirrels. Yeah, they could be friends for Daisy, couldn't they? Little reindeers. They're nice.
They're nice.
Are they?
Yeah. Each other.
$7.99.
Did you see that one?
They're really cute, aren't they? Oh, there's some big ones down there.
Oh, I've no room for my Labrador.
You might as well. I keep telling you that.
I've got one.
I know, but another. It's a lovely baubles. Stop again, isn't it? So we're having latte and muffin. That's all we've done all day is eat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Latte and muffin in the range then.
Yeah. We'll have to go home and do our exercise.
I know we will, won't we? I know. I'll have to get on a treadmill or something. You're laden with frames.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one. So we've managed to sort it. So I will show you everything that I've got to go with all my little bits and pieces when we get back home. But I think we're done now, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got two on this arm, by the way.
Oh yeah, you are.
Two on there.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
I think we're done, aren't we? We'll go home. So I'll show you what's going to go with what when I get home. I'll catch you soon. Bye. Bye. Hello, I'm now back home. It's almost 8 o'clock actually. So by the time we got back, I'd called into my mum's. Oh God, what's wrong with my hair? I'd called into my mum's and we'd had a cup of tea and more of a chin wag as we do. And I took, as soon as I got home, I took Daisy out. So Daisy's having her dinner now, aren't you? Anyway, I'll let you say hi to Daisy because you've not seen her today. I'll just change the camera angle. So there she is, tucking into her tuna fish and some of her dry dog food. You like tuna, don't you, Daisy? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, oh, hello. So Daisy, oh, it's all right, sorry. Just saying hello. Yeah, all right then, eat your dinner, love. I've disturbed her now. So I wanted to show you what I got now. Obviously, I got my units from IKEA. I don't want you to give the impression to you that I go out shopping and spending money every day because I really don't. Like, this is something that, you know, I've been meaning to do for ever and a day, and I just thought that during this week I'd get it done. So please don't think all I do is spend money, because I don't. I mean, the fact that this one cross stitch alone hasn't been framed for 24 years just really sums up my level of framing. However, I managed to get something for all of my pieces for less. It came to, for all of the frames, for all of the pieces, £45. So 2 of the frames came from IKEA and the rest came from The Range. So we did all right in The Range, to be fair. But yeah, all for 45 quid. And I know I've got to actually frame these myself, but you know, we'll see how that stands. So the first frame I got is for this finish I was talking about yesterday. So this was the first ever cross stitch I did. Stitched this when I was 18, so for more than 20 years this has sort of languished in a drawer, still obviously looking really good and in good condition, but I picked, ignore kind of this stuff because this isn't part of it, this is just kind of the backdrop, but I got that sort of cream distressed type of frame for it, and sort of when you look at it within that, it does look good in that frame. So I just wanted something really simple for this. I mean, obviously now I have got to frame all of this. I've never framed a cross stitch piece. I've got a really reasonably good idea of how you do it. I'm going to try and lace them, but if it doesn't work, then I have no shame in doing this McKenna style and ghetto framing with tape and the back of a cornflake box. It really doesn't bother me. I mean, the fact that these have sort of sat for so long, unloved and not being framed, really sort of sums it up. So anything for these is better than nothing. So for the Oral Salem Broom Company, I got like a really simple black frame. So this is going in that frame, and it's sort of like a wooden, pretty simple black frame. So that just, obviously, when it sits in, it gives you a bit of an idea of how it will look. But I just wanted something that would just sort of set it off. Not overly fancy, but still sort of does the trick. So these two both came from The Range. So I got a frame for my Under the Sea salad. Sorry, that's the wrong way around. I'll put that right. So there's the Under the Sea salad, and I got like a plain white wooden frame for this. So that's kind of what that looks like. So it's surprising how big a frame you actually need for these pieces to get them to fit in. So that's how that will look within that. Well, it won't obviously be inside it, but that's kind of an idea of how it will go. So this silver one is another Range frame. So this is kind of a bit bling, a bit sparkly, so I thought this would be really good for Christmas. So this is going to have the Merry Christmas, My Dear in it. Again, this is quite a big piece, so I've had to go for a frame which is like a 10 by 8 for this, and I expected it to get into something much smaller. I mean, I don't think I will have any room for a mount for that. It really will come up to the edges, well, not the edges, but it will sit in the middle of that. So that'll be a nice one for Christmas. For the Harry Potter Marauders map, I got like another bling one. So I wanted this to sort of be a bit like metallic, because when I think of like Harry Potter, I always think of like cauldrons and like things like that, like pewter things. I don't know what it is about it, but again, this one will just sit in that frame like that. So I think it goes pretty well. I always did fancy like a silver frame for it. I didn't know whether or not I would go as bling as that, but you know, these two I could swap. So if I prefer the Harry Potter in this in that one, which I may do, I can swap them because they're both exactly the same size. So then we have my Nora Corbett. So this is my Electra. So for Electra, I chose like this mirror frame. So it's like, it looks a bit like of a black mirror effect. It's got fingerprints all over it. But I thought she would look pretty good within that frame. Let me just sort of sit it in to give you a bit of an idea. So I didn't want anything like overbearing, but I also thought like the bling of the mirror, so to speak, would sort of set that off, because she is quite sparkly. I know you can't really see that in this light, but she really does have like some good bling about her. So these last two frames came from Ikea. So I thought this had a mount in it for some reason. It looks like it does, but it doesn't. But I do want to get a white mount for this, because within this black frame here will go Nevermore. So that's gonna go within that frame, and I think if I get a white mount to go with the black frame, so it's just like I think it's like a plasticky moulded frame. This one, it's not wooden or anything, but I thought that would go well in there. So I will get a white mount. I'll just pop to Hobbycraft at some point as I frame that. But obviously these seasonal ones like Electra, like the Broomstick Company, and this one I do want to kind of get done as soon as I can, really, for Halloween and that kind of season coming in. So that's what I chose for that. Last but by no means least, there was these 3 sets of smaller frames. These are just like plastic moulded frames. I think these were like a couple of pounds. So they're not expensive. So I'm going to put my snowman trio in one of these frames. These 2 are like the bigger ones. So it's got like a moulded edge on it. So there's 3 in a pack. Obviously that's going to go sort of long ways in one of those frames. And I've got a couple of other small Christmas pieces which I might probably won't get done for this year, but I've got like a couple of the frosty forests. So I've got the deer, and I don't know, I think there might be one of the cottages or something to stitch up. So I thought that for maybe next year I could get those framed in those other frames, and sort of have like a bit of a matching set going on with like the 3 of them out on the windowsill or something with the seasonal stitches in. So I think, in all fairness, that that's good going to get all of the pieces a frame for like £45. So between Ikea and The Range, I mean, you can't really complain at all, can you? I think it's quite good. So, you know, we all like a bargain, don't we? But I think, you know, that was you know, a really, really good bargain. So I'm really pleased with those. Obviously now I just need to get round to framing them.